Crawford from the Dreemtime Academy, and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specializing in colour therapy and numerology. Welcome to today's live Starseed Numerology Readings and Insights. Now, did you know that your date of birth carries the secrets of your unique personality blueprint, your strengths and weaknesses, the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures, your true soul purpose, and even your starry origins? Or did you? Did you? I didn't think so. Now, today on the live, I'm going to be revealing some truths about you and your soul's journey based around the lens of colours, numbers, and the alphabet. Now, I work with an incredible sequence of beautiful jewel-coloured oil bottles, like these ones here, and essence sprays, and of course Pythagorean numerology, which I've found to be the most accurate and reliable form of numerology since I've been teaching it and studying it for the last 10 years. So if you'd like some insights with me today during today's live, then make sure that you introduce yourself, let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I will do the rest. I'm looking at your day number, your ruling number, and your personal year cycle influences today during the live, which will reveal more about your true soul purpose, your strengths and weaknesses, and of course the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures. So a big thank you first of all for all the new subscribers. Overnight I must have received 50 new subscribers from the podcast interview that I did with Vivian Chauvet, and I'm just delighted. You know, that's the best performing podcast interview that I've had so far since I've kind of relaunched my channel. So I'm really thrilled to bits that that you are all sort of engaging so much with that. So hopefully the stream isn't lagging too much today. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful for you to subscribe to my channel. It's awesome news, isn't it? It's got some really exciting guests coming in as well to the podcast space very shortly as well, to be launched and published on my channel. So loads and loads more episodes to look forward to. Now, if you're looking forward to having some a reading or insight with me today, then leave your date of birth in the chat. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I'll do the rest. I'm looking at your day number, your ruling number, and your personal year cycle influences today during today's live. So don't be shy, and we'll have a look. So we've got Kayla, who's come in. Nice to see you, Kayla. And Lust for Life 1133 as well. It's lovely to see you. So shall we start with you then, Kayla, today? So leave your date of birth. We'll have a look at exploring your birth chart first up. All right. So in lovely Houston in Texas, are you? Yeah? Beautiful. I love Texas. So you're born on the 13th of March, 1992. Beautiful. Okay. So let's have a look. So you got the 2 3s, you got a 2 1s, and 2 9s as well. So you got a day number 4, a life path number 9, 10, 19, 21, 24, 27, 28 is a 10. So that's your life path number, is the 10. And then your year that you're in is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is a 7. All right. You're excited, are you? Well, it's very nice to meet you. Really nice to meet you. Now, you can see there you've got a life path number 10. Now, I love 10s because you're leaders fundamentally. You like individual expression. If you think of the 10, reduces to the 1, which is about the self. So many 10s are entrepreneurs, business owners, and for you, because you've got a day number 4 as well, that's business. Okay, so the 4 is traditional, conservative in some respects. Often work hard as well, especially the 13 4s, because the 13 is a karmic number. So it means you work really hard for the things that you get. So I would say that, you may, a lot of the 410 people, they can either go into working their own business, making money, like in real estate or something practical, like physical, like they might be selling a house or something like that. Or they'll go into teaching as well, because the teaching aspect relates to the number 4. So the 4 is the disciplinarian, someone who likes to work hard, somebody who's quite routine and structured, whereas the 10 is more the leader. But you see, I'll show you these colours in the colour mirror system. You've got the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful gold over olive green. That's bottle number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So this basically means you're a manifestor, you know, so you're a conscious creator of your own reality. You know how to turn base metal into gold. You're a bit of an alchemist. You know, the 10s know how to sort of create consciously. The 4 is Uranus, which is yellow over deep turquoise. So you can actually see that your soul colours are very much on the yellow-green spectrum. So many of the lessons that you will learn will be about where you either choose to harness your power or you give your power away to other people. Because this takes you right back into parallel lives in ancient Egypt, or even the Cathars. You know, they were a group of alchemists that discovered how to sort of manifest and manipulate reality back in the 14th to 16th century, and then they were killed by the military and the Pope at the time. So there is these themes playing out within your sort of life. So whether or not you harness your power or you give it away. So you may find that you have soul memories that resurface of timelines in you know, like the 14th, 16th century, or even ancient Egypt as well. So 10s are very adaptable though, okay? So you could basically go into any occupation and do really, really well. So you're a salon consultant, and you've also done art on the side as well, have you? Well, it's interesting because, you know, for you're good with your hands. You know, a lot of the time people that have a day number 4, they're very practical. They're usually very, very talented with their hands. And actually here you can see you've got 2 arrows. You've got the arrow of the planner, which is the 1, 2, and 3, which means that you've got a love of order, an inherent love of order. So you love to know what's coming next. So you love to have a bit of a tick list as you go through your day. Also, you know, you've got here the arrow of frustration, which means that there may have been some challenges and difficulties for you during childhood. And often this manifests as your parents separating. It could be sibling rivalry, or bullied at school, or feeling like you didn't fit in with the world as you were growing up. And many starseeds feel like that because we kind of don't. You know, we come in from high dimensions of consciousness, anywhere up to the 12th, and then we incarnate on the 3rd dimension, which is the earth, and we're like, what is this place? When we get here, we're like, you got taxes, you got government, you've got war, you've got, you know, money, you've got the eggplant emoji, and, you know, it's all a bit like, what is this place? What is it? You know, so a lot of starseeds have the arrow of frustration, which is those challenges during childhood and maybe the parents going their separate ways as you were growing up. Now, you also have 2 9s that are isolated. So this is great ambition, idealism, and you hold a great sense of responsibility as well. And of course, having the two 3s amplifies your imagination and your intellect, and, you know, that's sociability, it's expansiveness, and it's a stimulant. The 2 3s is like, it amplifies that creative aspect of self as well. Because remember, the 3s are very, very creative, like the 6s. So when you got 2 of them, it amplifies your imagination. It's no wonder you're doing creative projects. You also have nicely balanced intuition and sensitivity. So you've really got really good gut first impressions of people. So if you meet people and you like them, trust your gut, because it will always point you in the right direction. And then look at that, you've also got the 2 1s as well, which gives you nicely balanced communication skills. So you're one of these people that's a good listener as well as being a good talker. Now this year, you're in a personal year 7. So the 7 is a year of sacrifice if you're not living your purpose. So if you've gone off track and, you know, you're like stuck in a job that you don't like, or you're in a toxic relationship, usually the 7 year is the year that all of that sort of changes. So it might be that you lose your job or a relationship comes to an end. But, you know, if you are in alignment with your purpose, which it sounds like you are, then you may be called to teach what you know this year instead, you see, because these 7s are the most amazing teachers, you know, so that's an influence really for the whole year ahead. Okay. There you go. So Kayla says, wow, yes, all of it. Childhood was rough, and but I learned and you grew from it. Thank goodness, you know. I mean, often these challenging times during childhood really do teach us the most valuable lessons. And look at that, you've got the beautiful Pleiadian empath card from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards, Tegeta and Tauri, which really is about channeling and telepathy as well. So, you know, like the identical twins often have a very deep connection with each other. They can speak without using words. They can, you know, transmit information from brain to brain quite easily. So it may be that you're tapping more into your own channeling abilities or your own telepathic abilities right now as well, which is really exciting, isn't it? So hopefully that's connected with you. I absolutely love your chart. It's really, really interesting, and you know, a very powerful business person. I should imagine you'll do quite well financially. Yeah, so, you know, if you loved that and you'd like more information, Kayla, I also create what are called Starseed Numerology Reports. It's basically a 22-page handcrafted document that I put together myself for you, which will explore all aspects of your birth chart and your name chart as well. Because remember, your name carries a vibration too through your soul urge number and your outer expression number and your complete name number. So in order for me to get it super accurate, I kind of do need to look at both the birth chart and the name chart together simultaneously, because your name will either carry a vibration that compounds and amplifies the negative attributes within the birth chart, or it'll offer extra numerical influences that will help to bring about balance and harmony. And I also bring in the major influences in your astrology as well. So I explore your sun, your moon, your north node and your ascendant. And I reveal your galactic origins based around the position of your sun in your astrological natal chart at the time that you're born. And that will reveal whether, you know, you're an Andromedan starseed like I am, or Arcturian, or Lyran, or Sirian, or from the Pleiades, or Orion, or Alpha Centauri, or Antares, or Alpha Draconia, or one of a plethora of other constellations and galaxies out there. So if, you know, you're hungry for more information, then they're actually on special offer today because it's Friday here in Perth in Western Australia. There's the link in the chat that you can organise that nice and securely. And they're only 59 Australian dollars on the special, which is about 38 US if you're watching in the United States. All right. And Kayla's like, yes, wow, my intuition is insanely sensitive and painfully right, lol. I've been in a creative rut for years and it had me in a doomy, gloomy place. I need to get back to doing what I love. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, when you've got 2 3s in your birth chart, that's an extreme creativity, you know. So, you know, whether that's cutting people's hair into creative shapes like Edward Scissorhands or doing something else, getting back to what brings you joy is a really, really powerful way to tap into that. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So I'm going to come to Lust for Life 1133 now. And whereabouts are you? In Ottawa, in Ontario, are you? Yeah. What's your real name, Lust for Life? We'll have a look at exploring your birth chart next. There you go. Fantastic. Oh, that's a bit of luck for me, isn't it? That it's payday. There you go. Brilliant. A lot of people get paid at the end of the month, don't they? Brilliant. Well, look, if you're watching me today and you'd love to have some insights with me today during today's live, then don't be shy. Make sure you introduce yourself. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from and drop your date of birth into the chat. I'm just going to go through people systematically today as we go through today's live. And yeah, let's have a little look. So you're next up for me then, Lust for Life. Okay. Now, if you just drop your real name into the chat for me so I can connect up to your name vibration as well, please. So you were born on the 31st of January 1986. Perfect. So you got the 3, you got 3 1s, you got a 9, you got a 6, and you've got an 8 as well. So you've got a day number 4, you've got a ruling number 9, 10, 18, 19, 24, 27, 29. So you're a 2911. You know what? I tend to attract 2911's Lust for Life. I really do. It's an interesting one because the 11 is a master number, but the 2911s have particularly challenging incarnations, I find. So on your soul contract, you sort of said, look, throw it all at me. I want to go through a divorce, separation from family, even separation from country in the more extreme scenarios. So, you know, it means that it's your last look at issues of separation. So for you, your life is going to be good and bad, black and white, right and wrong. The 11 actually in the colour mirrors is called duality. And it's this very, very deep magenta over clear bottle, duality. So it's good and bad, black and white, right and wrong. So you could be clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. You'd make a good life coach, spiritual teacher, or social worker. So a deeply empathic soul that has kind of signed up for the role of the Olympic spiritual athlete in this incarnation, you see. Now, on top of that, you can see that you've got a day number 4. So you're not one of these really woo-woo 11s that just gets, sort of deeply into their spiritual path and forgets about the material world. The 4 grounds you, and it gives you practicality, good business acumen, tradition and conservatism. It gives you the opportunity to work hard try quite traditional and conservative in some of the values as well. So although you've chosen this path of illuminating the shadows and being a guide for humanity as we evolve into the new golden age, you also are grounded as well and very practical and connected to the earth realms as well. So they are your colours. So you've got the 11 and you've also got the 4. So Uranus and duality. Now you can see from the look and feel of those soul colours, can't you? Lust for life. That they're quite intense, aren't they? It's like, there's quite jarring when you see them together. So what you can see from this is that you do need to learn to let go, all right, of old people, places and beliefs that no longer serve you as you progress through your life. You're also somebody as well who's got the arrow of intellect in your birth chart, which is the 3, 6 and 9. Now, that's all the numbers on the mind plane. So it means you've got a very active mind. So you're always thinking, analysing, rationalising, philosophizing. Your mind goes 10 to the dozen. So your long-term memory might be a lot better than your short-term memory. So, you might remember all the names of the people that you went to primary school with, but you won't necessarily remember what you had for your dinner last night. So you can see that's a very active mind. Now, a lot of the 31 fours can be hermits as well. So you might hermit yourself in, to kind of like retreat away from the madding crowds, so that you can integrate your own heart-related healing. So, you're definitely such an empath, but you've also got a real balance between intuition and logic. When you've got the arrow of intellect, you're very bright, you're very smart, you've got a very active mind, but then you're also deeply intuitive, empathic, possibly clairvoyant, as I mentioned before. Now, you're also a very chatty person, Eleanor Rose, as well, because you've got the 3 wands within your birth chart as well. So, Eleanor, when you've got 3 wands, it means that you certainly know how to hold your own in a conversation, especially when you know people and you like them and you trust them. When you know people, like them and trust them, you can be very, very talkative, you see, because you've got the 3 wands, then you've got the number 8 on your soul plane, which also means that you're actually very an independent person, and you're very methodical in the way you go about your projects. You like doing things properly, and you like being in control as well. So there is these very strong attributes there to your personality blueprint. Yeah. So, the 11s are some of the oldest souls on the planet. The 11s, the 22s, the 33s, they're the old souls, the masters, that have come back to kind of like have a swift evolution of soul in this incarnation. So you sort of said, throw it all at me, just give me as much as you can give me and I'll overcome it and I'll evolve. And then, it helps with not only your own soul's growth, but also the expansion of the universe. Now, this year, Eleanor, you are in a personal year, 9, 10, 18, 19, 24, 27, 28, 29, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, in a 5. So you're in your personal year 5 this year. So when you get to a 5, it's a year of freedom, communication, versatility. This is a brilliant year for you to book a trip, actually. I often find people get the most out of travel when they're in a personal year 5, because it is all about, getting out and exploring different cultures. And, your soul is kind of craving space and time down by the water's edge. So this is the year not to hide from life. You've got to get out into life, and you've got to surround yourself with people that will allow you to express yourself freely, and try and let go of old masks this year. I know it's hard for 4s to let go, but this is the best year for you to kind of try and let go of anything that no longer serves you. Let go of old masks specifically, and try and be honest with yourself about what it is that you really want this year, Eleanor. Okay, you will feel things very intensely this year as well, because remember, the 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So the 5 is like the heart. So it's like depth, a great depth of feeling that you'll have this year as well. All right, so Eleanor, this one is for you. And you got the Syrian leader. There you go, Mullafen. So this is the devoted, independent and compassionate leader. So you can see, the Syrians have a big connection to dogs as well, So I don't know whether you've got a dog and you love dogs yourself, but, this is like, how like a dog is devoted to its owner. So that's how you are, when you're in positions of leadership, you're devoted to your followers and, you're very compassionate towards them as well, which is beautiful. So I'm guessing that that you're somebody who's into numerology yourself, Lust for Life 1133, because you've certainly got some master number there's in in your username on YouTube, haven't you? So are you a numerologist yourself? I'd be interested to find out. So hopefully that's connected with you, Eleanor. Leave us a few comments and let me know. I'd be interested to get your feedback. And remember, if you'd like me to create your full Starseed Numerology Report for you, you can claim a special offer that are on those today for only 59 Australian dollars, 38 US dollars if you're watching in the States. And then just click the link that I popped into the chat. That'll take you through to order that nice and securely. And then just remember to send me your birth date, time, place of birth and living name. And give me 3 to 5 business days to create it, and I'll get that email through to you afterwards as well. So so Eleanor says, yeah, hermit mode to do my deep dives, yes, and research. But anthropology is what I studied, and ancient hidden civilizations and energy work is my passion, and working with nature and protecting it. That's perfect, isn't it? I love that. Wow. So you studied ancient hidden civilizations, did you? Among other things, I dream of water systems and dolphins and whales often over the years. Wow, well, there you go. Interesting. Isn't interesting? Very nice. Well, you might be somebody I can interview on Cosmic Conversations then, if you're deep into the ancient civilizations. I had Freddie Silver on the show recently, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's written so many books on crop circles and the old temples and the Anunnaki and the Sumerian text and all of that sort of stuff. So if you've got a wealth of information on that, feel free to message me, and we'll get you on the show and we can talk about all that sort of stuff as well. It'd be amazing to have you share your wisdom. Yeah, it really will. Fantabulous. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Amazing. Oh, well, I'm going to pick a card out then for everybody who's watching me now. So even if you're joining me watching the replay today, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell for future notifications. Please share this video as well with people that you love in your life, who you feel would benefit from having some insights with me today. Whenever I go live, I like to try and get through everybody who comes into the live and give them some free insights with me based around their numerology, and it helps you to really remember your true soul purpose, your galactic origins, your strengths and weaknesses, your past life implications, and of course your karmic lessons as well. So the reports that I create delve deeply into revealing galactic origins. They delve deeply into all aspects of your oversoul codex as well. So yeah, make sure that you leave a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and that would be amazing because it would really help my channel to grow. So my channel is growing at the moment, which is really, really good to see. I've been studying my analytics, it's something I would normally avoid because I'm not that way inclined. But yeah, it is, and some of the podcast episodes are, starting to perform really, really well, which is really exciting. So thank you so much for all of your support, guys. I genuinely appreciate it. And to all, as I said before, all the new subscribers, I think we've had over 200 new subscribers over the last week alone. You're very, very welcome here. And thank you so much for being here. So this is a card for everybody, who's recently started following me and you're starting to watch my lives and my videos on my YouTube channel. This card is for you guys, and it's the Ascended Master Hilarion. He's actually been coming up a lot this week for me, and he's on the 5th green ray of healing, knowledge and truth. So often, it's if you're requiring healing and especially around the heart center and starting to open your heart. And, you're after the truth. Hilarion will really help you be guided to wisdom and knowledge that is aligned with the truth, and not just conspiracy or, the old 3D matrix and all of that sort of stuff as well. So Hilarion, the Ascended Master, is someone that you can call in, connect up to him, and he'll guide you into only receiving information that's based around truth, and you'll feel that truth in your heart as well. I often find that, because there's so much information out there, isn't there? Don't you think? There's so much information, and it's like, well, what do I believe? Because one person says one thing, another person says another thing, and then you're like, well, is it all true or what? But you just have to go back into your own heart, and you've got to go, what feels right for me? And Hilarion is very good for helping you to discern the truth, if that makes sense as well. All right. And now, is there anybody else who's watching me live now that would like me to have a look at doing their insights for them whilst I'm live on today's show? If so, then drop the date of birth into the chat, and I'll have a look at doing yours as well. Now, Eleanor or Kayla, Shine, if you've also got another family member that you love, that you'd like me to have a little explore of their date of birth as well, then I'm more than happy to do that, because the purpose of my lives is also educational, so it's not just about me giving you readings, to give you guidance and insights, but it's also designed at being educational so that you can learn more about Pythagorean numerology, how you can learn to calculate your own birth chart, how you can also understand the difference between your day number, your ruling number, and the arrows of individuality, how to calculate what your personal year cycle is as well. So it's an interactive forum, really, and that's one of the other reasons why I set up the Oversoul Codex Collective. It's my community of starseeds that gather together to learn about the Oversoul Codex. This is a brand new deck of cards that I've just designed. So these ones here, actually. So these are 44 activation cards. So they're in a prototype at the moment, and they feature the different planes of consciousness, like the etheric plane and the physical plane. Also the activation keys like ritual and presence, and also they reveal archetypes as well, the Oversoul archetypes and the color rays as well. So the archetypes are fantastic as well for like helping you to understand what lessons that you're learning in your life right now. So archetypes like the messenger or the healer or the visionary, etc., etc. So they're in prototype stage at the moment. So the community get together, we learn about all of the wisdom that's embedded within the Oversoul Codex, and also we get together monthly. We have guest speakers coming in. You also receive podcast episodes that nobody else receives unless you're part of the community. So if you love the work that I do and you're like, oh, that sounds great, and you'd like to become a member of it, then I'll drop a link in the description underneath the video, which will help you to claim the founders offer. So you can actually join for only 33 Australian dollars, and that gives you 3 months access to the membership portal, so that you can kind of like try before you buy, if you know what I mean. So it gives you that opportunity to really delve deep into the community. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and you're definitely interested in learning as you go, are you? Yes, fantastic. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you'll love it, Eleanor. You will. It's an amazing tool to help you really understand who you are, where you're from, and what you're here to do. And of course, when you combine that numerology wisdom with color therapy, it starts unlocking your cosmic consciousness, and even more so when you bring astrology into it as well. It blows my mind. So yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds good. Fantastic. Now the other deck of cards I have launched. This is my deck of cards that I launched 6 months ago now, and it's called the Cosmic Family Oracle. So it's this deck of cards here. So it's 88 activation cards, and they feature 7 different galactic races, ascended masters, and archangels. And it is a color therapy stroke numerology deck of cards as well. So it kind of layers information, these cards. There's 88 of these ones. So 44 Oversoul Codex cards, but 88 of these. It's a nice thick deck, and they're good quality deck as well. So they come with a beautiful book as well. So the book It's all been designed and created by me as well, so I haven't brought in anyone to help me with it. But the book is, it's thick. It's a nice coloured book as well. So and it teaches you how to read the cards as well in there as well. So you can kind of really learn everything about the deck. So that's really good. And I'll show you some of these cards as well, because I'm really proud of the way that they've turned out. So cards include, like Archangel Seraphina, the Angel of Transformation, on the pink ray. And then you've got some of the Orions as well. The Orions, which is sort of part human, part reptilian. Lyrans as well, like Stella, part human, part lion. And the Arcturians as well, which are some of the nice, beautiful blue beings. Then you've got ascended masters like Yeshua, Jesus Christ, and some of the Syrians like Moriah. And each one has a number associated with it, and then an archetype as well. So like the 8, which is the teacher, or the 7, which is the philosopher, Melchizedek. So all of the artwork in the cards and all the wisdom behind it was channeled through the Galactic Federation of Planets. And so I just put it all together and have given you that, as an extra learning tool. So if you love those cards as well, and you'd like a deck of cards, whether you're watching me live now or you're watching the replay, then feel free to. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description, and then you can order those, and we ship them globally. Yeah, so they're not available on Amazon at the moment, but my book is, which is called the Starseed Ascension Guide. So the Starseed Ascension Guide is my book. It took me 8 years to write it, actually. Yeah, so I've never thought I'd get it done, but it features a journey through the spectrum of colours, introduces you to concepts of numerology, but it also helps you to practically connect up with the Galactic Federation of Light through activations and meditations that you get to do as you're journeying through it. And it's almost like an autobiography as well. So it details my journey and how I, evolved through the different colour rays to reach, whatever stage of awakening I'm at the moment. Yeah. All right. So who's that one for, Eleanor? So Eleanor, it's the 6th of February, 1954. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Should we have a look at doing that one next? Who's that one for? And if you're watching me live right now and you'd like me also to take a look at doing your birth chart today, during today's live, then make sure that you drop your date of birth into the chat. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I'll have a look at doing some insights for you today whilst I'm live. Okay, so I'm looking at your day number, your ruling number, and your personal year cycle influences as we go through today's live. Excellent. So the 6th of February and 1954. Yeah, so have I figured out which colour ray that I represent in this incarnation? Yeah, I have actually. So the Ascended Master that I work with most closely is Kuan Yin. So she's on the 6th rose pink ray of devotion and idealism. And I'm an idealistic 9. But I also, work very closely as well with Yeshua on the 12th pearl ray of unity consciousness. So for me, it's about origins and unity. So the main themes in my life are connected with the number 1 and the number 9. So beginnings and endings as well. So yeah, Yeshua and Kuan Yin fundamentally, but also a bit of a soft spot for Paul the Venetian, who's on the 3rd pink ray. So you got the 6th rose pink ray and the 3rd pink ray. So Kuan Yin sometimes moves between pink and rose pink, between the 3rd and 6th ray. Yeah, have you figured out which ray that you are predominantly on? Because we all have a principal ascended master, you see, that works with us, but we have others that pop in and out and help us at various different points in our lives as well. So you've got the 9, you've got the 5 and the 4 as well. So who's this one for? So you got the 159. You've also got the 4, 5, and 6. So a day number 6 with a ruling number 9, 10, 19, 9, 10, 15, 19, 21, 27. Okay, so it's a 9. And then the year is 9, 10, 11, 17, which is an 8. Beautiful. All right, so you can see this very clearly that that this person, whoever it's for, is a ruling number 9, like me. So the 9s are the wise humanitarians. So often they go into healing, counselling, nursing, or social work. So the 9 is a number that carries the information of all the numbers that go before it. So that's why it holds a lot of wisdom. And if you see even like the shape of the 9, it's got like a big bulbous head and a little skinny little body that curls round, you know, so it's like holding the wisdom. Not like the 6. The 6 is more like the pregnant mother. So that's why the 6 is like, you know, it's all about creativity. It's very maternal energy. So if we look at those two colours together, it's for your mummy, is it? Right, okay, well, she's a very good mum because she's got the day number 6. So they often, you know, focus around the home and the family, and she's very nurturing and motherly and gorgeous. And then, but she's also somebody who likes to be of service and to help people. So her soul colours are very much on the red spectrum, aren't they? You think of as pink as just being red that's been infused with white light. So red people tend to push people away, actually, for the purpose of survival. And so it might have been that she grew up in a volatile environment, or, you know, there could have been an abusive family member or whatever. So she learned from a very early age that she had to keep people at arm's length to keep safe. But saying that, you know, she's she's got very strong willpower, and she's very determined. So she very rarely listens to the advice and guidance of other people or takes heed of her own intuition, because she's got what's called the arrow of the will, the 4, 5, and 6 in her birth chart, and also the arrow of determination. So she's very strong. She's quite fixed, quite stubborn, you know. And you're both Aquarius. My mum's an Aquarius as well. Yeah, my mum's an Aquarian. They're the best mums, aren't they? I love Aquarians. I'm a Libra, so, you know, air signs do get on really well together. So yeah, so she's quite persistent in life to achieve her goals and dreams. She may have challenges with, you know, expressing her feelings. So she's really got to learn to speak up about how she feels at the time that things need to be spoken about, instead of being meek and mild and then getting all angry and frustrated. So she needs to kind of learn the art of wise assertiveness that all 9s do, really. I've had to learn that lesson, and I'm still not getting it completely right most of the time. She's actually very intuitive as well. It's got nicely balanced intuition and sensitivity, and she might be a bit of a rescuer as well. Like when the day number 6 people are living in the shadow aspect of the 6, it can be that they try and rescue people too much because they want to mother and nurture everybody. And then, of course, people take advantage of them. Then they feel abused, and then they fall into the shadow pattern of the pink 6 energy, which is the victim archetype. And no one wants that, do they? So you can see that there. That's the 6 that can play itself out as a negative response, you know, is the rescuer. So she's got to abort mission on trying to do any of that. So she's a very wise old soul, though. So she's definitely been around the block a few times in the nicest possible way. This year she's in a personal year 8. So when you get to a personal year 8, you know, she's going to be looking at her finances, how she can organise her finances better, and how she can maybe step more into her independence as well. The 8 is, you know, independence, organisation, control. And yeah, often, you know, when you go through that, you're looking at how much, you know, how much you're charging for things, how much she's making, how much she's spending, you know, trying to get all of that back into balance. The card that comes up for your mama is Archangel Zadkiel, the angel of forgiveness. Of mercy, but it is really all about forgiveness, compassion, and transformation. So what I find is Archangel Zadkiel tends to work with the Ascended Master Saint Germain on the violet ray, and the violet flame energy is associated with both, really. The Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain tend to work very closely with the Andromedan Council of Light as well, I've found. And so often this can come in if she needs to forgive herself for something that she feels like she's done wrong, which she hasn't, because guilt is the biggest misunderstanding of all, or have more compassion, or she may be going through some sort of transformation of old grief at the moment. Violet connects up with when people are feeling down in the dumps, a bit depressed, and they may be going through the dark night of the soul, and or healing old loss. When somebody's lost somebody close to them, and healing the grief associated with that. So Archangel Zadkiel comes in and sort of wraps his beautiful wings around you and goes, look, let's help you to heal all of this and burn all of that old emotion away with the violet flame. Yeah, so hopefully that's connected. And if you're watching Eleanor's mum and that's connected with you, then don't forget to leave a comment. There you go. So you're Libra rising. I'm Aquarius rising. So I'm a Libra with Aquarius rising, and you're Aquarius with Libra rising. So you're the opposite way around to me, aren't you? I'm all air as well. All air. You should see my chart. I don't have any earth in it at all. I've got some fire, loads of air, and a bit of water thrown in for good measure, like my rising sign. My ascendant is Cancerian. Yeah, I love Librans as well. Well, Librans are ruled by Venus. That's probably why you connect with your mum so much as well, because the sixth vibration connects up with Venus energy, which is the planet of love. All right. Now then, if you'd like some insights with me today and you're watching today's live, then don't be shy. Make sure you introduce yourself. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I will do the rest. So I'm looking at your day number, your ruling number, and your personal year cycle influences today during the live. And I just wanted to say a big thank you once again as well to anybody who's watching me live right now, but also to anybody who's watching the replay. I really appreciate you engaging with the work that I'm doing. I hope you're finding it uplifting and enlightening, and it's guiding you in some way, shape or form to kind of fulfilling your true purpose in life. I used to work in IT recruitment before I studied numerology and colour therapy, and started with the Australian bushflower essences actually. That was 10 years ago, and I always used to feel like I was living somebody else's life. It was like I was stuck in a job. There was a 9 till 5. It was all routine, and even though I was very good at it, that's what actually kept me stuck in it, because I was very good at it, and it was just like, just on autopilot. But when I went through my awakening, which was in my early 40s, I realized that I had to start stepping outside of the box, and I had to start doing something that brought me more joy. And of course, I was led into learning about the Australian bushflower essences initially, and I started learning more about numerology through the doctrine of signatures and the way the plants were able to express their therapeutic quality through the number of petals, the colour of the petals, the texture of the petals, and then of course that led me to the colour mirrors. Now the colour mirrors system is a beautiful system of colour therapy bottles. It's a numerology based colour therapy system, and it has so much wisdom embedded within it. So I use the colour mirrors bottles that you can see behind me in private sessions that I do via Zoom. So I would typically take somebody through a bit of a process when they have a session with me, where I would get them to intuitively select from the bottles, ones that best represent a series of questions. Questions like, which bottle represents where you're at in your life right now? Which bottle represents where you want to be? Which bottle represents your action steps to take to get there? Your biggest obstacles and challenges to overcome? And also what your highest potential is over the next 5 years. And then what I would do is I would read the bottles individually and as a collective, gather all the information together, and then I would take you through a process of Socratic questions, which help you to identify any limiting beliefs that you may be holding that are playing havoc in your life. And then I would take you through some timeline therapy to be able to address those limiting beliefs from the wounded aspect of the inner child where they were formulated, offer that child new belief systems, embed them into the subconscious to align the conscious and subconscious minds so that they tell the same story. So there's big transformation that takes place working with colour therapy, and especially when you combine it with things like hypnotherapy and astrology. So yeah, and so I learnt the colour mirrors system, probably about 8 years ago, and now I teach it. So one of the courses that I offer within the academy is the colour mirrors practitioner training program, which is a big course. It takes 6 months, but it's very good for anybody who's working as a holistic therapist or practitioner that needs a tool that brings a lot of their other wisdom together. So for me, I started out as a Reiki master, and found that it was although I love teaching Reiki. I've taught probably 18 Reiki masters over the last few years. I needed something else that would bring a lot of the wisdom that I had together, and to open up my stellar gateway, so I could connect up to the Galactic Federation. And it was color therapy that did that for me. So, if you're out there and you're watching and you're like, oh, wow, that sounds just like what I need in my practice or for your own personal development, then feel free to reach out. On my website, actually, Dreemtime Academy, so Dreemtime with a double A Academy. There's a page on there that talks about the Colour Mirrors Practitioner Training Program as well. So, if it's something that you're absolutely, are curious about, then feel free to reach out and I can take you through that as well. So Eleanor says, I feel like I'm a violet ray. Oh, really? Wow. And an indigo too. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. So you'd probably be a beta generation indigo like me. The second wave. Your mum would have been on the first wave, like our mums. And because they were Aquarians as well, so they were quite progressive. So my mum's a day number 22/4, Aquarian. So she's really switched in. There you go. So you feel that she forgets to take care of herself, your mum, focusing outward instead of inward. Yeah, that's it. This is the thing. This is what they'll do. A lot of the sixes, they do try and nurture and rescue everybody else instead of giving themselves some of their own motherly nurturing energy. You see, that's how it can play itself out. Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? There you go. Well, hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed today's live. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure to be here with you today. Now then, before I head off, is there anybody else that would like some insights with me today that's watching and is like, oh, I'd really love Hayden to do a reading for me, but I'm a bit shy? If you're there and you're that person, then don't be shy. I won't bite, I promise. Make sure you drop your date of birth into the chat, and I can have a look at doing your reading as well today. All right? So I'll give you a few moments to come out of the cosmic closet, and then I'm going to head off, all right? But I wish you the best weekend possible. I really do. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and big love to your mum as well. She seems like a beautiful soul, a really, really lovely lady. So it's been gorgeous meeting you today, and Kayla as well. It's been lovely having you here watching today's live as well, all right? So have an incredible time, whatever you choose to do. Be, lots of love, and stay safe, all right? Big love. Bye for now.